Hello, I'm Alex Taylor and I'm joint head of the private client team at Harrison Clark Rickaby's. I've been asked a lot recently by clients in relation to what they can do to help charities. With the pandemic, it's been very difficult for the charitable sector and they need all the help they can get at the moment. So when we look at their wills and what they can do from that context, there is a really useful bit of legislation which was brought in about 10 years ago. Now, what that did was allow individuals to leave an amount to charity, and if that amount is approximately 10% of their net estate, then there is a couple of benefits from that. Firstly, there is an exemption for the amount given to the charity, and secondly, there can be a reduction in the overall inheritance tax rate, which is normally taxed at 40% on an estate, and that's reduced from 40% to 36%. Clearly, from a point of view of beneficiaries, it's a useful thing for them to consider, because then they have the choice of thinking as to whether they make those charitable gifts. The whole point of the legislation was to incentivize people to do that. Now, looking at the basic example of that, so if we had an estate of approximately £1 million, then we would reduce that by the usual amount of the allowance that people have, of £325,000. And that would provide a figure which is subject to tax at 40%. And on the figures, that's roughly £270,000 of an inheritance tax that someone's going to pay on that. Now, if they were thinking about leaving 10% of the estate to charity, they would not only have £100,000 to charity, they would have a reduction of the £100,000, so they wouldn't pay tax on that amount, but also a further reduction on the overall headline rate. So on those basis, we're reducing the inheritance tax just to £207,000. But it's quite a powerful incentive for beneficiaries to do that. Now, in certain circumstances, it makes very little difference to a beneficiary whether they pay 4% of the estate to charity or 10%, because the reduction in the overall inheritance tax which they're paying means that they won't be left out of pocket in those circumstances. Something for everyone to consider there as to whether they want to be slightly more giving in their estate to charity, or do they want to give slightly more to the taxman.